Hello, friends. Um, Today I'm going to be doing another reading, and it's going to be divided in three categories, and it's going to be called What Is He or She Feeling About You? Okay? What are his feelings about you? How does he sees you and feels about you? Okay? He or she. So I'm going to create three categories with several decks. I'm going to put them in a row. I'm going to do this, so keep it simple. It's going to be A, B, and C, okay? So that's A, that's B, and that's C. Okay, so that's one. Then we're going to proceed with these cards. So A, B, and C. And we're not going to see, it doesn't matter if it's, I'm going to put them all upright, so it does, I'm not going to read the reverse card or complicating it, right? So that's one. And that's 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Okay. Now I'm going to get this card, which is the Night Sun Tarot. And it's going to be A, B, this, that's the one to turn, so let's put that one, C. And then we're going to get the Decameron Tarot, which is a sexual deck with some heavy nudity in it. So just want to add some of it, you know. Okay, let's do it once again. A, B, and C. Okay, A, B, and C. Okay, and then we're going to have the Life Purpose Oracle cards. Okay, and that's going to be A, B, and C. Okay, so that's, and we're almost done. And then we gotta have the Angel's Answers card just in the end. And the Romantic Angels card, I'm gonna add that as well. And B and C. And we're almost there. So that's A, that's B, and that's C. All right, so I'm just gonna give you a moment to think about this. A, B, and C. And you know what? Whatever you pick, it doesn't matter. I hope you can hear and listen to the whole story throughout the whole video, because there might be information through the other rows that might be for you, and you're supposed to listen. So don't worry about what you pick. It just, whatever resonates with you in the end of the day. Okay, whatever information you get, you feel that there's something there that you need to listen and to learn, and maybe just to take that valuable information. So I'm going to start with the A row. What is he feeling? And and seeing you and thinking about you. Okay, so, oh wow. He feels a lot of passion about you. It says here it's the Ace of Wands, an exciting new opportunity. There's career advancements, change your life now. So he sees you as a very passionate woman or man or she, whatever, that really has a passion for life in general. And you really, when you put your mind into something, you really can make that happen. So you just don't linger on fantasy. You really put the creative work to make your dreams come true. He sees you as someone that it's his dream that actually came true, because the Ace of Wands is about igniting the passion, and you really ignited his passion in him. Passion, it being more open and loving and really being open to the true colors of himself and understanding his feelings and his feelings about you. And that's how he feels about you. You are like the Ace of Wands, a passionate person that has ignited the passion within him as well. Um, he's wow. Then we have the Three of Pentacle. That is something that really recognition and reward. That is really like a gift that was sent from heaven to him or to her. It feels like this is a blessing, this is a gift. The Three of Pentacles is like in the third house of Gemini, which is about working as a team, is a teamwork. Whatever you put out there, you put it for the two of you. And I sees you as a person that is very generous and sharing love, sharing ideas, sharing whatever you put in your effort to, you do it to share it. Yeah, there's this sense of solidarity to share as a teamwork. We are a team, right? There's no sense of selfishness here. I like this combination. What else he thinks about you? Oh wow, the Knight of Wands. He really, he really loves you. Like you, he's like the knight with the shining armor, and probably you see him as well, and as somebody that really swept you off your feet. Like Knight of Wands with Three of Pentacles and Ace of Wands. I mean, this combination is fire. There's lots of passion and creativity here. You guys have really never experienced anything like this in your life. Never. This a person that when he's around you, he's just your energy arouses him or arouses her. This is the Knight of Wands. It's about love. He's not simply in love with the idea of love. Sometimes he's misunderstood about that. He does have feelings, and his feelings are real. We have the Two of Cups. This is true love for him. This is, sorry, the Four of Cups. He really is protecting this love. He thought that he could just, go in and go out in a snickery behavior with you, but he believes that this is something very strong, and he's very overprotective. With the Four of Cups, he's like always watching you. Look what you're doing. If you're dating someone else, if there's somebody, a third person, so it can be he or she, okay? Like, what is he, she feeling about you? He's very intimidated by the idea that you might, you know, uh, have a new partner in your life, and that terrifies him. And that's why when he comes in, he comes with such a strong fiery element, because he wants to leave a footprint. He wants to leave a mark in your heart. Sometimes the Knight of Wands comes in as swiftly as he leaves. Um, and that's his approach and technique to stay in your heart. That's how he controls you to some degree, because by giving you that sense of a heartbreak, a sense of longingness. Yeah, is longing. You longing for him, he longs for you, because the memories that you two build are brief. So and right now, that's he comes in and out because that's how he balances his emotions. His emotions are so strong, so he can't he can't come in with this in a very grounded way. His emotions are beyond his control. With the Four of Cups here, he tries to ground them and balance them, but he can't. He's constantly spying on you, constantly. Everything you do, your phone, your conversations, your messages. It can be out of boredom, it can be out of insecurity, but he wants to make sure there's nobody else sneaking in and, being in your life. So, yeah, he's constantly watching you. And he knows that what he's doing is not the right thing to do, but it's the only way he can handle this, by controlling you, because he has so much love and passion for you. Uh, what else? He, what else we have? We have counseling here. You heal with kind words, wise advice, and empathetic ear. It can be you how you see this person, or it can be him seeing you like this, as a very compassionate person that you really want to listen what's other people's pain and situations, and you know your words are very healing to him. He believes that if you would two would be together, you really are capable of opening up your hearts without judgment. Express your love, is saying. Go ahead and make the romantic gestures. He knows what with you he can be himself. He knows that. And he's been praying for you. He's been praying for partnership and a friendship that allows him to express his deepest thoughts and without being judged. And that's something very important that he needs to feel from you, that you're not going to judge him and point the finger at him whenever he has something to express himself. When you say something personal or very, very secretive, and maybe you didn't even share with not a lot of people, very few, and when you do that, that means you're trusting this person 100%, that they're not going to backfire you or throw it back at you or use it against you and hurt you. And you allow him to trust you that way, and I think he sees that in you, that he can rely on you on many secrets that they have, because you have a very empathetic ear, right? And very compassionate attitude. So very understanding. Yeah. That's how he feels about you. He strongly desires you. Strongly. But he's very overprotected about this connection. So he's trying to create a bond between the two of you, and without any third party situation. Yeah. Because this is a sexual card, and he wants to make sure there's no other person that you are intimate with. So that's why he building these blocks. He might even spread rumors in a certain way, so it affects you emotionally in a way that you detach yourself from new encounters, or so you never leave him to some degree. Yeah. Oh wow. That's interesting. Now we got here B. We got B. So let's look at B. They see you as a very grounded person with the Four of Earth. They see stability. They see a person who has a good sound, very sound judgment. Like you're very giving to the one who are less fortunate. He sees you as a person with a big heart and very cautious with actions you take in life. You might be a Taurus or Virgo. I see more like a Taurus element here. A person who values home and the traditional forms of doing things, building a home, a foundation, a respectable person, you know, that, yeah. And so that's a sense that you are cautious. You are very cautious with the way you move forward in life and with people. So he sees you a bit too cautious in the same time. So you don't, with the Four of Earth, it's like a four corners of the house. So it's a bit like boundaries. You have boundaries. It can be healthy boundaries that he values that in you, but sometimes your walls are too high. The boundaries and your expectations are too high. So that's impossible for him to meet your expectations. That's another form of seeing this. We have the Two of Swords, which is the moon in Libra here. It sees you as a person that you carry both great emotional and creative elements, but also, you know, a lot of logic. I see the passion and creativity here, and then you're like very grounded, very logistic. And he sees these both elements in you, and he can't figure you out because the Two of Swords is about caring. It's like two personalities, two completely different personalities. It can be a person like with these Four of Earth split in two, the same thing. It can be either overindulging or too detaching. So it can be either him being like that with you. He feels like he carries both energies with you. The mental blockage, and then there's the spiritual, passionate, emotional blockage. So when one is activated and you put the reason behind this connection, then the emotional one is completely blocked. It also sees you as somebody that has so much life and love and passion, but yet, you know, when it's required, you really are very, very grounded, and you really put your intellect and your thoughts into finding solutions. You don't necessarily act based on emotions strictly. And these complement very well one another. And that's how you build those healthy boundaries. And he values that in you. Because you know how to play around with both those two, integrating both these elements within your personality. And I always believed, honestly, in carrying these two together. I never believed being too emotional or being too logistic and too much of a thinker. Sometimes you just gotta dip your finger on both sides, and and there are going to be mistakes, and it's okay. That's how we grow, that's how we learn, and it's never going to be perfect. We're never going to make the best decision. And he also hopes that you will understand him from this perspective, that he doesn't always know what the right move is. So So you both should not be too judgmental of one another. What's the right action? What's the right move to do? These two cards, they say that a lot about one another. Like, we don't know what the future holds sometimes. Or if we know, don't always have the right answers, which is the right path in this very moment, which is the right priority in this very moment. But we get those little bits of information, and we're hoping that it's going to lead you in the right path so you can build something beautiful that will bring true happiness and stability. Yeah, he sees this element in you and within himself. Okay, what else he sees? He sees the Page of Swords, that you are them, what you see in one another or whatever. We got the King of Wands here. Oh, wow. So you see him as a King of Wands, very artistic, a person that loved music, loved to write lyrics. And it's funny, Page of Swords is about communication and writing. So the King of Wands, can be a writer, a singer, an actor, something that expresses creativity through lyrics and words. And you believe he does it quite well. However, the Page of Swords is known to be a bit too direct and sometimes a little bit on the bully side. He doesn't do it purposely. It's just the way he's taught to be, and it just can't change that. And that maybe it triggers you. Maybe that other side of their personality, that you see this romantic side of him, artistic spirit, but then suddenly his words are harsh, very undiplomatic. So that's the duality part of it. But you don't know if you hate it or you love it. That's another thing. I think that's what you love about it, that there's a sense of unpredictability. Yes, he is unpredictable with his approach. And you don't know what to expect. And that kind of puts you on the edge and makes you or them bite their mouth. It's like he got his hand in his mouth, like, oh, did I say that? I feel he knows that. They know when they spill something out of their mouth that is said incorrectly. And that's a sense of fear here. That's why they have fear of approaching you, because they feel like they always say the wrong thing around you. But because that's how you made them feel. Then you make them feel, look, the deception card is like the 7 of Swords or the 5 of Swords. Yeah, it goes so well with the Page of Swords. You, the King of Wands, you seem like a person who is constantly wearing a mask. Someone is wearing a mask, a false self mask in this relationship. Yes, I think he is smarter than you think. He just says the stupid thing around you because he loves you, and there's a sense of insecurity, and he's hiding. He's hiding true feelings and emotions because he feels too vulnerable around you. There's a sense of hiding here, so he puts a facade. Like these cold blue eyes. Behind the blue eyes is another person. There's a fragile person that he wished you could know by now, which is this King of Wands is saying. It can be a Leo, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but doesn't necessarily. Is somebody who loves art, that's for sure. King of Wands is known for that. Very creative. Is a father figure. There's lots of love and caring and giving. Yeah, like she's getting it. And she's like, but he doesn't articulate himself properly around you, and it might look like he's deceiving you, but that's because he tries to hide his vulnerability. He really loses his tongue around you. That's the way it is. It feels like a student. It feels very immature. Pages are student and children, okay? And gives the wrong impression, okay? So, and he wants you, or or you want him just to be himself, And maybe this is a part of themselves. Sometimes are very super romantic, like the King of Wands is, and sometimes they just have this brisk mouth that just comes out in the wrong way. And they're struggling a bit with that. There's a sense of duality. Sometimes there's a sense of pleasing others. The moon in Libra is all about the others, pleasing others, like a people pleaser. Maybe he sees you like that you love to please them. And it's all about giving them, putting them on a pedestal. Yeah, that's King of Wands has that tendency. Me, put me on a pedestal. He won't give unless he gets, and you put him on a pedestal. So there's no equal give and take. But this is also saying, maybe you're giving too much, so don't give in order for him to give you, right? Somebody it can be him that he always given to others. And this time he's hiding his feelings, because when he opened his vulnerability and his feelings, he was hurt. He was severely hurt. So this time he's putting a bandage, blindfolding his eyes, and putting a mask to protect himself and his heart until he knows for sure where this is going. An artist, ask your angels, is saying here, whatever you are asking, it will give to you. If you ask for your angels, for you to have in your life somebody that has an artistic soul, well, it's saying that your answer, as your question has been granted, and you asked for it and you got an answer. You know what? I'm going to share something that I haven't shared with nobody, and I'm going to share it now. When I was young, like very young, when my mom was alive, I was a kid, and I love to sing. Like some of you probably know, sometimes I sing for fun, and I sing. I'm gonna cry now. And I remember I told her that I told my mom that I wish that my husband that I marry one day, he's gonna be like he loves music and he loves to sing, because I would see this typical traditional married couple that once you're married, you're a wife, you got to act proper, you don't sing. But when I was younger, I used to go and sing in clubs or karaoke bars, and I just loved it. And even growing up, I just loved it. And I was so terrified of the idea that one day I was going to marry someone that would not allow me or let me still experience that stuff in my life. And I remember once when my mom was alive, I said, Ma, I really hope one day, and I shared this only with her. I never shared that information with nobody else. So for me, that's just beautiful, because when I met my twin, and he loves art and loves music, and he's in a band, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like my mom didn't forget my wish. So for me, it's so important to have somebody in my life that we share the same values, and that's when the facade falls, right? When you can be yourself around somebody that you share the same values, and that's something hard to find in this life. So we truly are blessed if you have met someone that you share the same values. It can be, I don't know, you art, music, acting, singing, playing chess, um, walking, jogging, running, going to the gym. Um, but that's something you two have in common, and that was my wish. And I only shared that information with her many years ago. And when I met my twin, and I found so many elements in here that are very similar to mine, and this was like my wish was granted. Ask your angels. And I feel my mom passed away a few years ago, before I met him, but it's like she knew and she remembered, and I get emotional, because I know, I know she's has to do with this. I know she's granting my wish. I know. So the same for you guys. Um, okay. So this is C, A, B, C. So now we go back to C. Okay, at the C, the deck C, we got the Eight of Waters. A desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. He sees you as the Persephone. Persephone is actually like the goddess of the underworld. She sacrificed. She's a very spiritual person. She carries the lot of moon element. You can be a Cancer or a Pisces or a Scorpio, but I feel like there's a lot of Cancer or Scorpio here. And he sees you, or you see him as somebody that has gone through some painful situation in life emotionally, and but you also have the capability to gain that information, that knowledge, and you learn from your pain and you learn to heal that. The Eight of Water, it's about sacrifices too, and surrendering to the pain, and learn how to purge the pain, and really integrate it within you in a way that makes you a valuable human being with so much compassion. When you learn to heal your own pain, you have a lot of compassion, and you also teach others how to heal their own pain. And he sees that in you, and you see that in him. A person who has gone through some emotional, painful situation, and you had to heal that, but then you use that as an advantage, as a tool to really to define you as in your personality, and that he finds that fascinating. I think, look, with the Nine of Wands, spiritual strength, Nine of Wands is like almost giving up, carrying other people's burden in your shoulders, and you have so much love and compassion that you do that for the two of you, or even for a vast um, uh, amount of people, like a person who carries other people's pain. Yeah, you sacrifice your own happiness for the sake of other people involved in your life. He sees that in you. It's so well described with the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about spiritual burden, but actually is give them spiritual strength. They're physically worn out, tired. It's they carrying other people's pain, but that makes you a master in your healing, um, in your healing capabilities, and also in healing others. You are a true source, a true gift of from God, sent to earth, to allow people to open up their hearts, so it's okay to know that you carry pain. It's okay to purge. It's okay to feel the pain. Stay with the pain, because that's how you build strength, inner strength. Yeah, he sees you that you got so much inner strength. That's what it is, spiritual strength. With everything that you've gone through, he does sees that in you. And if it's you that see that in him, then that's the same thing. Oh, these cards are just phenomenal. I just can't stop looking at them. What else he sees in you? Oh my God, look how beautiful. The Eight of Water is related to the separation card as well. That he feels the separation from you immensely. He feels he hurt you enormously. But he still sees this strength in you, that you carry certain love and a sense of integrity. You got the spiritual strength that doesn't allow that to diminish your values, your sense of self-worth. Number 9, it's about its individuality, but being alone, like the hermit, but with the sense of integrity. It's in ninth house of Sagittarius, which is all about, you know, the bigger world, the spiritual world, the friendship world, and you carry that because you want to be an example to the humanity. There's very sense of humanitarianism, sorry, um, in these two cards, that you know, something that is beyond your own pain, something that you need to give your contribution in helping others heal their pain. He feels like he really hurt you. He really hurt you. Um, and we have here, again, we have here the Temperance card, which is affiliated with the Nine of Wands. I've seen this today again through other cards. You have this sense of compassion. Again, here with the Three of Cups, they work so well together. You are a person that is very understanding, compromising. You are a person that, you know, you value the pros and cons of the situation. There's a Cancer here, and we got Mercury in Cancer and Venus in Cancer, which is very compassionate person. We see that again here with the Temperance card and the Nine of Wands. A person with a golden heart and a big heart. That's how they see you. That you're not trying to play any games. You just want harmony and peace and the world to live in peace and harmony. This is like the Temperance card with the Three of Cups. It's about really sharing the love with one another, friendship. There's a sense of friendship here. And he feels maybe it can be that he really wants to approach you first, by being like friends. That's another thing he likes. That's he finds a way to get closer to you by bringing more stability and balance within you too, by balancing the water element and the passion, because Temperance carries a lot of fire too. So they're a bit, overwhelmed with this connection. So they're trying to approach you more in the lighthearted and like in a friendly way by being friends. That's another one. We got the Freedom card. You're free to do what you choose. This is saying that they see you a bit like the card of the Fool. You know, the Fool card, which is about a free spirit. It's like that, a soul that, just wants to live life to the fullest, and, without being prejudged or and he sees that in you. You need your space and your creativity and your freedom, that allows to be you. And I think that's why he's giving this separation. The separation comes from, you see, Eight of Water, it's all about very personal, very individual. He wants you to find your your identity, who you are. He knows who you are. He sees you as a person who has a lot of passion and creativity, but he wants to make sure that you know who you are and that you build that confidence and sense of independence within yourself and not relying on others for everything. Um, he sees you as a free spirit person, like the card of Fool. I keep thinking about freedom because the Fool represents the freedom card, which is in Aquarius. It's about being, you know, of service and helping, lending a helping hand to friends and family. And they see you as somebody that you exist by being out there and helping others. That's how it defines you. That's your personality. As a person that you want to be part of a group, a part of a community, helping, and that's what defines you. You are happy when you have a sense of freedom, or it can be that they are happy when they feel like they can be a sense of individuality, right? That they don't need to be um, identified in a certain way, or they can be in many ways. The freedom is when you are funny today and then you're very cuddly tomorrow and very free spirit. So there's the freedom is to, like I said, to to embrace all the beautiful colors in yourself. um, they see that. Okay. And what else we see in the near future? In the near future, I feel they're gonna break free from whatever they were keeping them detached from you, and they're gonna find personal freedom, or you're gonna find soon personal freedom. There's some separation going on, and which is gonna bring union. That's yeah. But first, you need to find that personal freedom, is saying here, in the near future, and it's coming up. Yeah. Okay. This was so good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and it resonated to some degree with you. And we'll see you on our next video. Bye.